get this party started. I feel like it's going to be another great one like last time.
Yay!
That was so awesome. And so, hello, everybody. Welcome to our room. And today we are going to continue Dr. Aubrey Wallace's series on her journey through the chakras. And we have traveled from 1 to 5
Yeah.
already. And now we've landed now on chakra number 6, which is commonly referred to as your third eye. And this center is all about trust. It's about creating harmony, connecting to your intuition, deep knowing, and creating more life balance. So, with that said, I know we've got a lot to cover today. So, Aubrey, let's jump right into it.
Thank you.
And but before we get started there, I just want
Yeah.
to acknowledge and let people know that if you would like a free mini medical intuitive reading, we'll be doing that right after she shares a little bit about the sixth energy center. And you need to be up on stage. So if you're not already there, just raise your hand or I'll invite you to pop on up to the stage and I will go in the order that I see you. So even if you're not quite sure, I would highly recommend that you just jump up there and get in line for a reading because it goes fast. And like I said, last week was amazing, and this week is bound to be the same. Lots of wisdom that Dr. Wallace is going to share with us today. All right, so go ahead and take it away.
Thanks, Carolyn. Okay, so we have made it up to the ajna, or the sixth chakra, the brow chakra. With this chakra, I may actually have us quickly journey up here, so I can take us into this realm a little bit. So why don't we have everybody, if you're comfortable and in a place where it's safe, close your eyes, check in. We want everyone to kind of find their ground first. So let's move into the first chakra, focus. Just check in. How's your first chakra today? Are you feeling grounded? Are you feeling connected to your ancestors or not? All right. Any help from them? You can always ask as you move up. Hey, so I am grounded. Great. And then I'd like you to power up. So you're going to bring your energy up to the sacral center, which is your second chakra. And we're going to put your attention right there below your belly button into kind of your power center. And check in. How are you today there? Do you feel like you're in your power? Do you need to call back your power? I am powerful. I am ready. I am creative. I am peaceful. And then you can bring your energy and attention up to the third chakra. Just let it rise up. Some people see it like Kundalini rising up to the third. And there's your solar plexus. So feel your inner star or your inner sunshine. How's your third chakra today? Open up that sun. I am okay. I am happy. I am ready. I am confident. There you go. And then I'd like everyone to bring their attention up, rise up into the heart center. Feel the bridge from the lower realms now we're moving into the balance between the spirit and the earth is our heart. Everyone connects at the heart. Feel us. We are love. There you go. Feel the heart circuit move through the group. Thank you. I am loved. Or we are love. And then I'd like you to bring your attention up into the throat center. We did this one last week. So feel your center for manifesting and will. Feel this center of expression of who you are and what your truth is, what your truest expression is. And expand and rise. This is where you decide, my life will be this for me. I decide to be this with my life. There you go. And as you template that into your throat, you're going to feel it help you rise up into the sixth. So you're going to rise up into the center of your brain. You're going to imagine middle of your head, there's a big eye. See how big is your third eye, that big eye in the middle of your brain. And is it open today or is it closed? And if you open it, what happens? What do you see? How do you feel? Does it feel better when it's open? Is it a little too open? Do you need to close it and allow it to rest? Kind of stretch into this place and experience it directly. And you might see for yourself, do I feel like I'm in balance? Can my third eye rest because I'm in balance in my life right now? Or is it seeking balance? And what does that look like for me? And just for fun, you might just look around this room, all these beautiful beings in this room. Just look what you notice. Look at this group, right? Intuit this group. And just see any impressions you get. The energy of this group. It's very uplifting and sparkly and happy. All right. And when you're ready, I'm just going to have you leave that third eye however it feels optimal. So if it feels better open, open it. If it feels better closed, close it. And then you're going to bring your attention back to the present, back to the room you're in. Open your eyes. Remember, see how you look, how the world looks now with your eyes open but your third eye engaged. See if it looks a little bit more shiny. And we're all the way up on the chakras now, so you may just check your seventh and put it on automatically on the good version. So seventh is balanced, which is usually connection up, either open or closed. We'll get that next week. There you go. All right. And then we'll talk about the sixth. So there is a lot in the sixth chakra. For me, oftentimes in readings, this one is about harmony. And I think the reason it's about harmony and life balance is because so many aspects of our mind, our intuition, and our inner knowing all come through this center. So this is the higher center of, I think wisdom also comes through here. So the sixth chakra, or ajna, or brow center, is located in the middle of the forehead, kind of straight back from that. The color is associated as indigo, or a blue and purple together. Again, this is usually considered all parts of the mind. So we'll talk about this today with the nervous system, but our mind has aspects that have everything from our reactive, amygdala-based, fear-based mind through our present and balanced and delicious animal mind, through our logical and rational mind, and our creative and interactive and expressional mind. All of these aspects of our mind are are in this center, and they come to balance in this center. I like for myself to imagine the mind as inside of a big bird's nest. And to me, my nest is weird, of course, because I'm me, but I see it as actually the two hemispheres of the brain. And I have my left hemisphere stretching out in one direction and my right hemisphere stretching in the other. And I want to kind of fluff my nest. If I come in, how's my mind today? Do I need to fluff my left brain in all my experience and wisdom of all I've learned as a human and all that feels rational and balanced and easy in that way of looking? The things that feel sure and secure, mostly. And then I have to stretch into my right brain, and my creative and expansive and all-knowing brain, right? How does this one feel today? Does it want to play? Do we want to play today, right? And so I have to stretch between this is how it is, and let's play. And I kind of fluff my nest. I fluff my brain nest until things kind of feel in balance, that I can settle into my nest. I can settle into my brain. Balance my mind. All right. And here too, with that big eyeball works very well for the other part of the third eye, which is our intuition. This is also inspiration and creativity, and the creative aspect of spirit comes through here. Not just creative mind, but actually creating imagination and creating in the world initiates through this center. Comes through the fifth after that to manifest. This is also where we seek knowledge. We seek balance and truth and knowledge here. So you can feel that kind of seeking mind, looking out to find what it is that we need in the world. The note here is A for my super sound healers, and the frequency is 46.8 hertz. The ajna is the grace of knowledge. And the grace of knowledge is kind of, to me, like understanding everything from understanding information as knowledge to utilizing knowledge, moving past the just information realm into using knowledge to be useful and active. And then the highest expression of this to me when we move into it is like an epiphany. It is actually it's knowledge as revealed through grace, or as revealed through the direct experience with God. So sometimes, or however you'd like to say that, divine's higher self, the grace that comes through this portion when you have an epiphany, right, is it's a shared understanding, it's a shared knowledge that comes from nowhere or everywhere, however you'd like to see that, and is expressed through you into the world. And it counteracts the gluttony in this. Gluttony is the sin of this chakra, according to Carolyn Mason. So we're looking at active use of knowledge and higher knowing here in order to get us out of the things that keep us stuck and mired. The endocrine system is very active in this chakra. So this is in the endocrine system. This is associated with both the hypothalamus and the pituitary and the pineal glands. So we have the CEO, the middle management of the body here as far as the endocrine system. Hypothalamus is the bridge between the nervous system and the endocrine. So it's kind of the CEO or boss of the endocrine system. And the pituitary gland is the master gland of the endocrine system. So it directs all of the other organs through, and kind of modulates and controls the balance of your endocrine system. I think of it as a middle manager. So it tells all of the other endocrine organs what to do, essentially, and when to do more and when to do less. So this includes everything from the thyroid. So it has a thyroid stimulating hormone that comes out there. We have ACTH, which is the cortisol regulating hormone. We have sex regulating hormones, so LH and FSH, luteinizing and follicle stimulating. We have prolactin coming from here for feeding our babies. We have oxytocin for bonding. We have growth hormone comes through the pineal and from the pineal to help us grow. And the ADH also comes through here. So oxytocin and ADH, which is the water balancing hormone, they're made by the hypothalamus and come through the posterior pituitary. So that the pituitary here, it's interesting with those two, just kind of houses them and then releases them. The rest of them, the pituitary gland makes. So there's a lot here of regulating, listening and regulating, and trying to keep things in balance in the endocrine world. The pineal also lives here, and the pineal is the primary hormone associated is melatonin, which is the pineal gland is designed to detect and balance us through light. So we having light cycles be what they are brings our entire system into balance. This is our light circuit, right? It keeps us in our circadian rhythms, and the balance in your life so often will be intricately affected by your light, by how you're experiencing light cycles and light and sleep and wake. And melatonin is made by serotonin, basically chemically made out of serotonin. So if we don't have enough of that I'm okay hormone, or neurotransmitter, not hormone, then our melatonin also is a little bit challenged to keep us in cycle. So we need to both have our gut working to make our melatonin. We need our brain working to make our melatonin. We need our light cycles to make our melatonin. And subcategory, we need our estrogen, which is downstream from serotonin. So when estrogen starts to shift, you'll see some changes here, and you might see people, as women especially as they move into menopause and past menopause, have different relationships with their sleep cycles. They have a different understanding, and many wake up in the early hours, and you might notice having almost an activated sense of the pineal, or I kind of think of it as a forced kundalini, where we become a little bit more likely to activate our pineal, our ajna center, and we can do some really powerful spiritual work in the early hours. So that can be a balance, obviously, in life, but you might look at it if that's happening for you, if your melatonin cycles are off or your serotonin cycles are off, you might just check in. Should I be bringing the sacred in here? Is this my time of being pushed into divine revelation? Am I inviting that? And then we have the brain. So we have all of the neurotransmitters that you're familiar with: norepinephrine, dopamine, acetylcholine, and serotonin. So we've got the ones that keep you driving towards your goal, the ones that feel awake and active. These are really associated. The acetylcholine is relax, rest, and digest, right? So and serotonin is just, I'm good, I feel okay, I can get through my day. So when these go out of balance, if you're dealing with an imbalance in this area, you're going to see depression, anxiety, sleep issues, all sorts of fun here. So all things kind of associated in the nervous system apart, all things, the health association is things that kind of throw the balance off in the brain. So nervous system disorders and things that go with that. So the cranial nerves also are here. So we've got eyes, ears, nose, any major endocrine disorders that have to do with the head. Pineal, pituitary things, pituitary tumors, all of that is here. So most of the time when I'm working with people in the sixth chakra, I'm trying to deal with stress, right? I'm trying to help them to kind of find harmony, find balance in their life, help their brain find balance. And because a lot of the people that work with me are very spiritually oriented, I often am working here in finding balance between their spiritual revelation, their spiritual divine revelation, and the workings of the mind and the balance of the neurotransmitters of the mind. There is a lot here around finding balance. Also, the more people sometimes move into this sixth chakra realm, sometimes they just lose their anchor, like they go off planet almost, and then they live off in the sixth chakra because it's a lot of fun up there. But balance in the sixth chakra doesn't mean not being wise. the strengths here are actually balance of the sixth. So it's in, intelligence and wisdom come from balancing the intellect and the reality and the lower chakras engaged with this upper knowing and higher knowing and working them together as a human. So it's the when it's the most pure, the sixth chakra usually feels to me a very cleanly objective, right? It feels clear, it feels clean. It's a clean read, it's a clean understanding, and it feels not reactive. It helps calm the mind, it helps balance the mind, it helps get the mind centered. It also is a place of emotional intelligence. And creative imagination comes through the center. This is the Buddhist concept to me of detachment also. So you have this beautiful objective detachment when the sixth chakra is working beautiful in a strength. So again, I'm trying to think if I got anything. Sometimes attention, there we go, attention and memory issues can come up here. Learning disability stuff comes here. Strokes would be here. Anything that's damage to the mind, damage to the brain. And then I mostly work with panic, anxiety, and depression. That sometimes shares with the seventh a lot. So we'll talk about that probably again next week too. And then fears that come up here are like, these are the ones like, I just know what I'm supposed to do, but I can't, I'm so afraid of it, right? I like fear of truth and fear of your guidance and fear of, also there's fear of like realistic judgment here. Like, I know I'm supposed to stop smoking or whatever, but I just can't stop smoking, right? So there's fear of discipline here. There's fear of your shadow here. So like, don't want to look at the dark, just want to keep going, go into the light only, light only. So for me, the sixth chakra balance again is about both, about an objective look, opening a clear eye, a third eye to what is actually the balancing force of your life, and at your higher self's ability to help you see. And then in human design, we have the ashna, which is in human design the mind aspect, or the mental way of doing it. So and we are going to have two camps here. You'll have a defined head center as a defined ashna. It's a head center. I'm sorry. So not the ashna, is the other one in human design. I get confused sometimes with human design because they flip them up. But the head center is the sixth chakra, and it has to do with how you interpret and translate things through your mind in human design. So if you have a defined head center, you will always think of things your way. You're always going to have kind of a clear, defined way of thinking about things. And when you engage life, you'll think about them that way. And almost always you're right, right? And your job is to kind of trust yourself first on, this is the way I see this and this is right. And also, is a whole world of people who have an open head center. And their head center, they can actually see from many perspectives. They can think from many directions, many ways of thinking. And so for them, they want to actually trust that they can actually look at things from lots of angles, right? And so the challenge sometimes between these two groups is for the open perspective usually does pretty well with saying, yes, you're right about that, but sometimes they'll also say, and I'm right about that, and so is that person over there, and everybody else is right about that. The person with the defined head center may need to also just look a little bit and be like, yes, this is my way of looking, and I'm going to stand in that because that works best for me, and I'm also going to acknowledge that it's possible to look at it some different ways. So that's kind of the human design version of that center in a snapshot. All right, so we're moving into sixth. So our goal is to help in this one, help you harmonize, help you balance the big stressors or big things in life, and kind of bypass through, help the mind, support the mind, but look beyond the mind in getting to kind of a harmonious answer for how to bring yourself wherever it is you're trying to get. I think that's a good stopping place. That was a long one.
Okay, yeah. A beautiful overview of the sixth energy center and how potent it is. and how much it affects everything else that's going on in our life, in our body.
Yes.
So we want to jump right in, speaking of body, and do the
Thank you.
intuitive readings.
Okay.
And I'm going to go in the order that I see you in. And if there's people that are still hanging out down below that want to step up to the stage to get a reading, please just raise your hand, or occasionally I will invite you up to this stage and you can accept the invitation if you're interested in getting a reading done today. So, with that said, let's start with Michelle.
Hi,
Hello.
welcome back.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for keeping doing this. We
I'm
really appreciate
enjoying.
it.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah. I have really quickly, because I really can't decide if I have that open mindset or I'm right mindset.
Okay.
Uh,
So if you look at your design, if you have your human design, you just look at it. If it's filled in, you're defined. If it's it
okay.
has a
It's
color, and if
yeah,
it's
that's
open,
new.
it doesn't. Yeah.
That's new to me, so I'll
Oh,
look that
gotcha.
up.
Okay.
What's happened this last week is that I've just gotten some information that has made me look back on some health things that I've dealt with in the past and nobody's really been able to figure out.
Hmm.
I'm I'm wondering if I have a more of a psoriasis based arthritis that flares up, which would explain two incidents that happened. Um, and my joints just feel like I'm losing the connective tissue around them, and I'm very much concerned that, as I age, this is not going to go well. So I'm really curious about this joint issue that I have dealt off and on with for a while.
Okay. Um, so you did look up psoriatic arthritis. Did you feel like you
I
had the,
did.
yeah. And
I
so that
did.
is a really common when our society has some issues with gut a lot, right?
Mm,
That's a very common thing, more common than I think we realize, if that helps.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, so let's go in on that. I will just also off the top of my doctor brain before I jump up, I need to say I'm not diagnosing and prescribing. I am being a weird intuitive right now. As we our production of collagen goes down actually a little dramatically after about age 55. So you may want to look at supporting your collagen in general and especially supporting your absorption of collagen if you're having psoriatic arthritis. So there's Dr. Brain. Let's see if we can get to intuitive brain because that's why you're here. So Michelle, where are you? There we go. Okay, so the primary thing they're showing me for you today is like it's interesting. It's like you're really open in the middle of your heart, in the middle of your beingness. It's like you've on purpose kept yourself open there. Like I will keep my heart open. But it's like your joints are trying to move around this big thing in the center. Like you have almost like a big ball in the center of you that you have to keep open. And so it's like the joints are having a little hard time finding their balance, right? They're usually joints do a lot better with a long, straight, balanced in gravity version of, oh, I know where my bones are, I know where gravity is, I know how to move here, right? So it feels, they're showing me almost like trying to dance around this big thing, this big, huge heart in the middle of you. Um, and I'm seeing, I do feel a little bit in the third chakra, upper small intestine specifically. But I would say that, and to me, that feels a little bit more like stomach than small intestine. And so you might look at, and that would be the world of, gastritis things. So I don't know if that's H. pylori or not, but it feels like a kind of a burning in the stomach area, the stomach organ.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we go downstream. We got psoriatic arthritis. So one of the ways that the stomach supports the heart is actually the stomach. You usually is a strength here, and it will try to just take in life and digest it for you. So you're like, I can do this. I could take all this in, all this stuff going on in my life. I'll crush it up in my super stomach, and I will emotionally digest it, and that will keep it off of my heart, right?
Mm.
So what? Is there something we can do to help with this? Okay, I don't understand this, but they're showing me essentially instead of thinking about your heart like a big, huge, beautiful ball, think about your heart like an ocean. You're in the ocean.
Mm.
There you go. And then they're showing me like paddle with your joints, like put your, I still feel like you would still feel really floaty with joints in the ocean, if except you are the ocean, which is confusing. But it feels like putting yourself either on a paddleboard or something like a forward motion where all the joints have their practice of moving in a straight line forward, keeping the momentum forward within that water matrix.
Mm.
I don't know if any of that makes sense.
Mm.
Psoriatic arthritis. They're just saying no to me about the psoriatic. I'm sorry.
Oh,
They're just
oh,
like,
great,
no. So, yay.
great.
Psoriatic arthritis is an autoimmune reaction. So it'd be great if that's not it.
Yes.
Yes. So why don't we, but you might try anything else here with numbers? Yeah, I do get there's a little bit of an endocrine system thing there. So I do think you may be having some hormonal thing that's
Mm.
contributing a little to the connective tissue stuff. And
Mm.
the balance, I would say go in at heart center is where I feel it, and third chakra. So probably the gut part where it's coming up for you may be around serotonin production.
Mm.
Yeah. So you
Okay,
may want to meditate.
I do every day.
I believe you, which I'm guys like I already bet you do. So, and then third chakra, a little bit with allergy. It feels like in there, food allergy or something,
Mm.
and
Yeah, the gut's been a problem for a
yeah.
while.
So when you're going after the gut, you might look at it as let's see if I just switch gears into gut. Yeah, environment, allergy, and then life purpose are the three things on the gut. So if
Mm.
you ever want to play with that going forward, I know we got like a bunch of people today. So I
Yeah,
think
that's.
gut, yeah, gut play, you probably the things you've already been working with.
I'm ready to leave, like literally in a week and a half. I'll be leaving the location that I feel has been causing a lot of problems. So
There you go. There's your
yeah,
environment. Yeah.
yeah,
So I look forward to hearing how it goes over there. So don't,
yep.
yeah, maybe just work on that heart thing and see if it makes any difference on the joints.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yes. Thanks for playing.
Beautiful. All right, Michelle, thank you. And Shannon, you're up next.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Very
Thank you
good.
for coming.
Um, okay, so we already know that I have a pituitary cyst, and we're
Yes.
assuming heavy metal toxicity.
Okay.
We know I have glaucoma, and so I have more
Eye stuff.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
peripheral in
Yeah.
my mouth. So I lost my more peripheral in my right eye, and my right eye is where I have more of my ocular migraines, and so on and so forth. So I think I'm answering my own question, but so in the morning when I do my meditations and I'm trying to get my neurotransmitters to fire, and I can see them all, except for I never can see in the back right.
Okay.
So it's like they're not even there. Those all the transmitters and
Oh no.
connections and things like that. So
So
that's my question. What's
they're showing me right away here. So there's a what I'm seeing here instead of it being that the function's just down that I'm seeing you're moving into the mystical realm and that section of your sixth chakra. So that's mystic. So when you go into that, that is the dark night where you do not get to look, right? You don't get to do knowledge there. You receive epiphanies there. That's your dark sky. So you want that is actually bringing in as a strength other aspects of mystic level aspects to your life. So you might want to see sometimes the mysticism is not necessarily nice and balancing on the physical realm. It messes us up sometimes on the physical realm. And also it does until it doesn't. So uh, I literally see that being like a holding a space for the sky.
okay? So what you're saying is, since I do galaxy a lot, that is what is that's what I'm actually seeing there. Is that
You,
correct?
well, you're going to have to check in and on it yourself and see. But if that's the case, and if that's the case, you ask for help. You say, "Bring, please harmonize this with my brain. I need help with harmonizing this new mystical aspect." This is that last revelation of knowledge section I was talking about with the sixth chakra. This is the mysticism section. So
Okay.
you give it over to the divine. You ask help.
Okay.
Yeah. Over
Okay.
and over. And you ask with reverence because that is mystic, right? And you do not run the mystic, right? She is the she often, it's not always a she, but the mystic is the, you know, the tangible manifesting the divine into our reality.
Okay. Okay.
All right, let's see how that one plays.
Thank you, sweetie.
Thank you for coming.
I love that. So, what is the dark sky, Aubrey?
The dark sky and the reference I was making to Shannon was something we have personally gone through with Shannon. But the dark night is something that a mystic experiences in their process of kind of stripping away of the ego in order to, I don't know if it's in order to, it's a feature of mysticisms or a feature of someone who is a mystic is they go through a dark night in which they first know God entirely and then they lose their connection and sense of God and they feel lost and they are kind of stripped of everything that they stand on with their ego. And then when they come out of the dark night, they are called to service and they serve spirit and the divine directly through their calling. So a mystic goes through a dark night. And the sense I just got there in the context was that Shannon's dark night is literally in her head, which is a little interesting. Or that there's a doorway there to that. I don't know exactly what that means. That's not my normal interpretation of the Dark Knight, but hopefully that gave some context.
Yes, because I heard that question. People are like, "What is that?" Okay, I'm familiar with the Dark Knight. Been been through that myself.
Whew, yeah.
So, all right. So let's move on. Thank you, Shannon. Doreen, you're up next.
Hello.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Yay. Good. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Um, I was here a few months ago.
Yes, I remember you this time.
Okay, and I don't,
How are you
so,
doing?
well, I've kind of had my dark night in between the time I was here before.
Okay,
When I was here before, we were talking about my diagnosis of lipedema.
I remember. Yeah.
Okay, all right. And then the conversation went into ancestral.
Healing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're talking about like the men were tired of marching, and I'm
Yes.
thinking of my father's line. I'm thinking, oh, that makes sense because I had traced my family history and it gone all the way back, all the wars and stuff. Well, I'd taken a DNA test a few years ago and I got some more information, and at 60 years old I found out that the man I thought was my father all my life, was not my father.
Holy
um,
crap, darling.
so yeah, so uh that happened late October. I knew the answer before then, but I got confirmation December 1st. And my identity was shattered. Um,
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I love you, but I'm actually going to interrupt you. Oh my gosh. So they're showing me you were missing just a big portion of your root chakra. It doesn't mean you don't still have full access to the one you know as dad is your dad, right? That's your dad. The other one's your bio dad, right?
right. And I've
So,
worked through that, and I have
oh,
to that.
yeah, but now you have both trees. So there you have the ancestral patterns of all the people you're connected with, all the root systems you have. But I just feel that right now, like this thing of that other bio dad's line was trying so hard to push through that you
That's
finally
crazy.
got it. Now I actually feel like you're already out of the woods here, darling. I feel like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago you shifted the pattern, and now
Yeah.
yes, and now you're already going better. How are you doing? I mean, it may take it a minute to come through the physiology, but I feel like you've
Yeah.
already changed and it's getting healthy. Congratulations.
Thank you. I do. I'm a certified life coach, and
Oh, yay.
some of my training helped me through that because I understood what was happening in my brain actually when I went into shock, and I worked through a lot of things that I wouldn't have been able to without that training. And I'm
Oh,
now I just
ready.
enrolled in a trauma recovery coaching program, and I want to help other people who have gone through this. But I don't know, I just,
Oh, there's
with
nothing.
this
That
new
is not an
information.
illness. That's a healer's crisis illness. That that's a healer's illness, right? I don't even know if that's mystic. It might be. Don't call in mystic unless you need it. That's all I got to say there. But that's healer's. That's a healer, wounded healer, right? And you bring in the healer because you go through all the stuff and then you give from you uniquely and with all these tools. Oh, what a beautiful thing you're doing. Sorry, I'm just going to high five you. Way to
Oh,
go.
thank you.
That's awesome. I bet your life coaching people will be really well blessed.
I hope so.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't know if you have a question, but we can
I
jump.
didn't really have a question. I
Oh,
just didn't know if you saw anything, based on this new information.
I
Um,
that's what I see. I see high five, way to go. You're out of the woods. Rock this. Have fun.
awesome. Thank you. All right.
All right. Thank you for sharing the success.
Oh, I just love that. With these tests too, so many surprises,
No
right?
kidding.
Oh
Oh,
my goodness. But that's a big one.
yeah.
So I'm really glad you came back on to share that with us, Doreen, and what you're doing with it too, to moving it forward into serving others with your own experience.
Yes.
Okay, so next is Sophia.
Sophia. Sophia.
Sophia.
Hi, everybody. It's
Hi.
it's
Sophia.
Safia. Safia.
Sophia.
Yes. Hey,
Hi,
y'all.
beautiful. How are you?
I'm all right, Dr. Wallace. I'm so grateful for you. I just want to gush at you for a second. Thank you for doing this, and just for who you are.
Thank you
Huge
for
changes are
coming.
happening for me, and yeah, and so I feel like I've kind of been swirling around the world and going through for the past year, really addressing so many things on ancestral patterns and, like every single level.
Yes.
And I kind of feel like I'm being plopped back down in this moment and sat down. And I'm just kind of back at the beginning is what it feels like. And I'm in a moment of stuckness and frustration. And basically the sort of physical experience is that I'm like, it hurts to eat and my digestion is just really a challenge. And
Okay.
it's like, yeah, super emotional, but I'm just kind of back in this place where I'm like, okay, there's so many things happening and I've explored so many things and changed so many things and so many things are changing and ow, and it
Yeah.
sucks, so I'm just kind of in this place
I do.
and I'm just wondering, what am I not seeing? What is like, what's the lesson I'm not understanding in this moment?
Okay. Thank you. Whew, I can feel that. Just a second. Let's see if we can get in there. Get my circuits clear. All right. There's so much emotion,
Yeah.
right? So, and there's nothing wrong with it. You are. This is not an issue of imbalance. Okay. This is an issue of. This is an issue of devotion. You are a devoted mystic. You are a heart mystic. That is not something our mind gets very much, but we feel it, we live it, we taste it. It's delicious, right? It's ecstatic and it's painful and so painful sometimes, and it is the generation of joy. Joy is all of that. I think I said this earlier, but your stomach has to protect your heart,
Yeah.
right? And your heart is full, full. Don't think your stomach's going to have that. Your stomach can't take that. It can't digest all that. And it shouldn't have to, right? So this is, it's going to sound silly, but this is the area why mystics fast and pray, right? You take time and you fast in prayer and you allow, because there's a timing to those emotions when they're moving through like that. This is a sacred time and it's a sacred space, and it can be directly experienced. It'll move a little bit faster through if you're present, fully bring your full presence to it. There is no mystic that doesn't have to meditate. Like by meditate I mean your way, right? But you may want to find if that's a rhythm for you, where you need to just be called to it and do it for like a day, or if that's, my body can't eat right now. So what I'm hearing is you want to listen in, keep listening, be kind. I feel like you'll do fine if you eat. And if I had to give you the diet to eat, it would be simple, like brat diet or something. Like eat simple things that are fairly bland, that are feeding your body, feed your instrument. It's not going to be allowed to get your emotional eating. It's not going to go well there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense. The place I've been in, and I think I've shared this with you, is just eating disorder recovery, and so there's been a whole long journey of not eating.
Oh God.
And so
Yes.
I think
Okay.
there's a place where I want to be careful, and I think
Say,
there's fear.
and this is the exact journey, is that the exact journey of the mind versus spirit mystic. I don't know why everybody's bringing this to me today. You'll know immediately, way to go, good job. When you're in your mind, you're going to probably slip into your amygdala and go into an eating disorder mentality. Great, wonderful, look, you're there. Wrong direction. Not that way. Don't go that way, right? I know that doesn't work. So I'm going to get out of my mind. I'm going to lead my beautiful stomach through this. I got you, body. I got you. I'm going to choose the sacred. I'm going to lead with the sacred. And every time it comes back, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm sick and getting neurotic and all the things. I'm going to be like, oh, there's my beautiful mind trying to remind me that it's out of control. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you. And my number is 3, and this is now the 3rd time that a fast has come across my
There
periphery
you
in
go.
a very
Good.
short period of time. So there we go.
So you might look at it in terms of prayer. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Hi.
Beautiful. Yes, it is Mystic City today. Okay.
So many beautiful. Yeah.
So many beautiful mystics here today. Okay. So, Stacy, you are up next.
Thank you. Hi, Dr. Wallace.
Hello. How are you?
I am awesome. I have to do my gushing over you too. You're such a blessing, just a blessing to this world.
Thank you.
And I get excited every week. You're going to have a room and a tinge of sadness every week you don't. So thank you for
Oh,
that. But
thank you.
um, you're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, I am interested to see what you get when you tap into this
Well,
chakra for me.
you got it. All right. We'll just play 6th chakra. Stacy, see if I got you. Oh, it's just taking me a second to get through the waters here. There we go. Coming out. Okay, here you are. All right. So, I'm trying to get the exact flavor, because what I feel here is that you have it's like you have put something on top of your 6th chakra and you're kind of squishing it down just a little bit. So I'm trying to figure out, what are you squishing your chakra with? it's like keep a lid on it would be a loose translation. I guess it's
Mm.
like almost like you're trying to, tamper it down, not too much
Yes.
for anyone else. See if we can ask how they would like to help with this. There's an edge of it that feels a little bit like sometimes it feels like you do that on purpose, you originally maybe had to do that on purpose, but it also feels a little sometimes like it weakens, like it almost like it's like the roof of your house is collapsing. So I want you to kind of feel the difference there between I'm keeping myself under control and I'm losing my power. I'm losing the protection I have from spirit. I'm losing my protection of my roof. Can you kind of feel that edge?
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. And that will bring you into that's disempowering.
Mhm.
Okay. So I want you to make sure you're noticing, and number one, you're noticing. Number two, is that coming from your own choice, or is that coming from a social stressor? Is that coming from, where is that coming from? What? Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. And on this, and or was it safer to do that? And then now, how about now? Is it safer to do that now? Or would it be safer to open it up?
Mhm. Open it up.
Yeah. And just maybe the world's getting ready for you. Okay? And even if they aren't, maybe look them in the eye anyway and twinkle a lot. Okay?
Yes.
And trust yourself to be able to back it up.
Mm.
Or trust the world to back you up. Yeah.
Got that. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yes. Thank you, Stacy. Continuing on your journey through the chakras. Okay. Thank you. And Nina, you're up next.
Hi, Nina.
Hi, Dr. Wallace.
How are you?
I'm wonderful.
Good. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, glad to be here. Thank you for having the space.
Yeah, my pleasure, literally. All right. How
Mhm.
can we play?
I am I'm open to receiving whatever comes through.
Okay. Tap into Nina. So, what they're giving me first is kind of a determined heart feeling. It feels like, how would I explain that? Getting your motivation going, right? Like you're getting motivated. It has kind of a weird, tiny little bit like heartburny kind of gas quality to it. Almost like my heart feels a little like, like when you get a gas bubble in there. So it feels like it's almost like ugh, almost there, ugh, almost got it.
Okay.
And let's see if there's anything they could do to help. That it's a little bit like you're trying. It's not that it has to do as much with your capacity, but it's almost like you're moving through a web of mud or something. Like the environment around you feels like it's just kind of sticky. I don't know, like it's kind of slow moving at the moment. It's thick. Okay.
Hmm.
So let's see if there's anything we can do to help. Does all that make sense so far? Am I on the right
Yeah, it
channel?
does.
Okay. Okay. Just checking. See if we cut this. What they're showing me is actually that you are really good at manifesting. So they want you to actually call forward across time or space. I'm not even sure how to explain this, but you call your manifestation, like leap it forward ahead of you, and then ask it, and then wait for it to come to you, right? And they're showing it to me almost like call the water, like because you're in kind of this thick area, kind of thick feeling, and they show me you just like sending this beautiful intuitive inspirational thing forward, and it shoots out of your third eye, like like looks almost like 20 feet ahead, and then becomes this water that like rushes towards you and just washes all that off you. There's
Okay.
a little tiny delay on the timing, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're really good at it. So if you keep, do it once and wait,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Don't, and then they're showing me you don't, it's like you're doing it, but you're kind of doing little tiny ones where you're pushing the air, pushing the water, pushing the water, pushing the water, pushing the water. And they want you to do one big one far away and then let it take care of itself.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that made any sense at all. I don't know what it was.
Yeah. Very
Okay, so
interesting.
big
Yeah.
forwards, then giving them time to wash through.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Thank
and
you. Thank you very
yes,
much.
and then that gives you a little more efficiency with your generator there in your heart. So you can just wait for the response. Whew.
Okay. All right. Thank
All
you.
right,
Thank you very
thank you.
much. Gratitude.
My pleasure. Thanks for coming.
Good
Some
morning.
nice manifesting vibes. I love it.
Good
Thank you,
morning.
Nina. And Sean, you're up next.
Hi,
Hey, Dr. Wallace.
Hi, how are
well,
you?
welcome back, Sean. So
Thank you.
somebody else is on that needs to mute. I think if we could get them muted.
How are you?
Um, is it Hadier? Hadier?
Yes. How are
Um,
you?
I am
Abray.
good. We're actually doing an order of readings. So if you want to get a read,
Okay, okay.
okay, but we're very happy you're here. So if you want to just
Thank
mute
you.
until it's your turn, we'll be happy to have you.
Yes, you are happy. From your smile. Happy
Okay,
about.
thank you.
Thank
Hi,
you.
Sean.
Hi, Dr. Wallace. Good to be here again.
Thank you for
I
coming
send you
back.
letter.
Carolyn, can you mute that person?
No, I'm
I
sorry, I
send you
can't
letter as
mute that.
previously.
Can you mute yourself, Hadier? It's this little microphone in the lower right corner of your screen, and you just tap on that, and there you
There it is.
go. Thank you.
There we go.
Awesome.
Okay, Sean.
Yes. Um, I've had a big loss in the last week, and so I think that I'm open to receiving because I want to see what you get and if I'm sort of seeing the same thing.
Okay, I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
See if I can. I've got a little interference here. Just a second. Let me get my channel straight. There you are. Okay. I'm not sure how to interpret this, so I'm going to say what I'm feeling here, which is the last obstacle has been removed.
Well, that's interesting.
Right now, though, there is no, it's an in-between space. Okay? So
Yeah.
you have cleared the last obstacle, whatever that means, and it's not yet time to make an action. It's a space of stillness. Be present in it. I do feel it.
Yep.
This was a gift, receive the gift of it. And I
Okay.
feel like this was an incredible gift. Death sometimes is an incredible gift. I don't know if that's what's happening, but I feel it. The gift is like it's been given into your heart, and it feels a little bit like the. It feels a little bit like the night, like a beautiful, still, dark energy, almost the feminine darkness, the yin, the stillness. There's a peace in it.
Yeah.
There's a kindness in it. It's completely not of the mind. There's sadness and joy all mixed together.
Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty spot on.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. That actually helps a lot. Clears things up.
Yes.
As confusing as that may have sounded to everybody, that sounds crystal clear to me.
Okay. Well, I
Thank you.
again, well, I guess I should say congratulations then for that gift.
And that's
And
the
Al.
hard part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a congratulations and a great loss all at the same time, and it opens a whole huge new beginning. So
Yes. Exactly.
it's all of those things.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, thank
Keep
you.
us updated, beautiful man.
I will. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. I'm glad you were able to receive that message today.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, Laura, you're up next.
Hel-
Hello.
Hi. Welcome back. How are you?
My friend Erin and I made plans to come to Spokane
Oh,
to
yay.
to um
Class.
your
I
workshops,
do.
and
Yeah.
so I'm excited we're gonna make it a weekend thing.
All right. We'll have a happy Spokane party.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. I will be so excited to have you there.
Yeah, you should plug yourself here
So I'm
with the
teaching a
people.
class. That were good point. I'm not very good at that. Next weekend, the 25th and 26th, I believe it is. It's that next weekend. I'm teaching two courses. One on trusting your intuition or exploring and trusting intuition will be on Saturday in Spokane at the Anam Cara Center, and then meet your guides is going to be on Sunday. So we're going to talk about meeting your team, working with your inner team. And then I believe it's 44 each or 88 or something for two, but it's on the Anam Cara website. And maybe Christine could find that and post it if she can. Okay, and it's on my website also, that draubreywallace.com. Okay, well that'll be fun. How can we play today? And thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome. And just a general, there's lots happening.
Okay,
Lots and lots and lots happening. So just a general,
let's just read. Okay,
what's the fortune cookie for today?
thank you. Let's open your cookie for today. Laura. Where are you, darling? There you are. Okay, so they're showing me a train, and you're on the tracks, and it's already started. It's looking like the train has just gotten moving, right? There's this point on the train where you had to use those engines to get going, but you're just starting to roll. Okay, you've just started the frictionless sort of phase. So it feels really awkward a little right there. It's a little awkward. It's like, are we there? Are we not there? Are we there? Are we not there? Right? You're just there, so keep it going. Right? You're just there. You're hitting your glide, and stay on the track.
That's what it feels like. Thanks.
You got it, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Your engine got you going.
It did.
I look forward to playing next weekend.
I want to be fun. We're going to have the hotel and everything. I
Yay!
know. Woo-hoo.
All right. I'll see you soon then.
That's great. So Christine's going to post the URL for that event, and also for those of you that would be interested in getting a full in-depth medical intuitive reading, I do recommend it. It's wonderful. She draws a body map and goes into all the different areas that need the upgrade, as it were, or just answers all your questions, just like you're seeing today, but for a full 75 minutes. And so I do recommend you check that out. And Christine will post the URL to that link for a full reading with Dr. Wallace. All right, so Anna, you're up next.
Hi, Anna.
Oop, am I on? Can you hear me?
I can. Welcome. How
Hi.
are
It,
you?
it took me, 20 minutes last time I had to do this.
Oh, you got it right away this time. Congratulations.
Happy New Year, by the way.
And to you too. All right.
Thanks.
How you feel like playing today?
Well, I was only going to listen in today. And then you started mentioning all kinds of stuff in the sixth chakra.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. Um, but then I felt a push
Okay.
to hit. So
Did
I
you?
am having really high blood pressure
Okay.
in the last 3 days
Okay.
and took a nitroglycerin. It didn't bring it down.
Ooh.
I know. And I'm going, wait a minute. And I've been working on my mediumship, and I'm not always good at clearing until later.
Okay.
And then my dad's been helping out a lot, who's on the other side, who
Okay.
died of heart attack when he was 56.
Weird. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
right. And I'm 56. I just turned 56 in January, and I'm going, no, no, no. So
This
I thought
this is it.
I'm
This
going
is
to let
beautiful.
you read me.
Okay, let's do this. All right. So see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So thank you for bringing this one up. So Anna, see if I can just bypass into where I know they want me to read. There we go. Okay. So the best way to do this. I'm just going to go with straight words that I have here. Okay, which are
Okay.
caretake your body. Caretake your body is what I'm telling you, is the message that you're getting. Okay.
Okay.
However, I do feel a cutoff between your third chakra and your fourth chakra. Okay. And from third chakra down, it's like you're gone. You're not there. You're not in the lower chakras. It's almost
Wow. Okay.
invisible right now. I don't know why. Third chakra up, you're there. Okay. So you may want to check in because what they're showing me is that you did a cutoff for a good reason. You're like, there's an egoic mental part versus the higher knowing mental part, right? The egoic or the human part is going, I could die at 56 or whatever the age is, right? And so your response to that was cut off. I'm not going to, nope, we're not listening to you. Nope. Okay. And that's fine. That's fine to not listen. So it'll yell louder. Don't worry, it'll yell louder, right? So it will make the message as specific as possible for you. How about I start hypertension at age 56 so that you remember what we're talking about here that you're not listening to? So dive in, listen in, be care, take your body. Means in
Okay.
this case, listen to it. You are not your father.
Yeah.
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 But you may have some ancestors to deal with there. I don't know. So if you
Yeah.
need to get help if you need it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you
I
for
will.
playing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, Hannah. So, Carolyn,
Hello.
Hi. Yeah.
Welcome.
Hi. Well, welcome. I'm. Thank you for bringing me up. And
How can we help today?
yeah. Well, I'm kind of in a state right now, so I'm hurting. I do have an autoimmune, so I think I want you to focus on that because I'm not finding any answers over 3 years.
Okay.
And I've been under Xolair, and I quit that, and so now I'm starting to get the heat and the fevers and the sweats and the breakouts again. So
Okay.
um, I
I
went
will help.
yesterday to the doctor to get blood work up to see if I had and he said they said they would take to see if I had parasites. So I don't know what's causing. I know I do have a heart problem, so and a little bit of a lung thing here going. So, but I don't know how to
Okay.
get rid of this autoimmune.
All right. So why don't we? It's easier for me if you give me less. I know that's weird, but we just want to kind of go
I
in
know.
on one channel. So let's try it.
Yep,
We'll see
that's
what they
it.
give me. How's that sound?
That sounds wonderful.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Carolyn.
And I will, by the way, be calling you
Thank you.
because I went to your website and I did see that you do on call by phone. So
Telemedicine. Yeah. Okay.
telemedicine, yes, you
Yes.
got the words.
All right. So let's see if we can find you
Mhm.
here on this on the ethers. Hold on one second. There we are. Okay. 782 is what we've got on the autoimmune. So 7 is a system of stress. And in this case, we have
Mm.
that is, I'm sorry, but that is the system of medicine, which has things, yeah, that has something to do with the kind of the chemical approach there that maybe kind of got you stirring in. That's about 23% of the illness, it feels like. So we might want to work with that, or most of the time that means just kind of stay away from doctors for a second, or keep vigilant at least. 8. Okay, 8 is an entity, so this is one you probably do want to call me on, but you'd want to maybe do more of a medical intuitive version first rather than doctor, would be my suggestion. And then 2 is environmental toxin. What is this?
Mm.
I got heavy metals, I've got chemicals, I've got plastics.
I'm going to do the scratch test.
Okay, just a second. And I also have EMFs, darling. You are sensitive to a lot of environmental stuff. I've got
Very
this at
much.
about 86%. So I might actually wonder if you have a chemical sensitivity issue with an entity. So that would be where I would
Entity
remind.
meaning spiritual.
To me, an entity is, yeah, kind of. It's more like,
I'm a spiritualist. That's why I asked you
oh,
that.
yeah, beautiful. Thank you.
But, hmm
Yes. So an entity is not is would be a step in that isn't a dead person, right?
hmm
Necessarily. It's kind of a thing that holds an anchor space
hmm
between, but it also creates its own kind of negative pattern. So it'll either create a resistance pattern or it'll create a desire pattern. So look, and it'll bring a heaviness with it. It'll intensify things. So it's a belief plus an empathy together, right? That's an entity to me, like an empathing a belief, or
hmm
that will draw more, it'll draw more attention to itself and become almost its own sentient. So we want, that was something we'd want to work on, right? We
Okay.
want to work on clearing, or you can ask to clear it, ask for help from your own team.
Okay.
But I would, if yes, maybe start with a reading with me, because I think we may want to work through or look at environmental medicine as a potential. So I think you just said a scratch test. I don't know that test.
Oh, I'm when you go to an allergist and they do
Oh
all
yes,
those
no,
scratch
oh
tests.
I do know that test.
Yeah. And,
No, this
hmm
would be. I'd actually have you go towards like a heavy metal. So do like a hair test, or a hair test would probably be the best for you.
hmm
Heavy metals and chemical hair test. So
Oh,
talk if you
okay.
talk to me, remind me. There
Okay.
we go.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Carolyn. And Steve, you are up next.
Oh boy.
Hello. welcome to the stage. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Good.
Yeah, I've never had a reading of any sort, so
How you
uh,
feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Good.
Um, just got off work, so that's I'm relieved about that. But I just want to see what you have for me. I'd be interested for sure.
Okay. So I'm sorry, my phone just did something weird. I missed the middle part, but would you want me to just do just kind of a general from the top, or do you have one thing you'd like me to ask about?
No, just a general from the top. I'd like to see what comes out.
Awesome. Let's play that. All right, Steve. See, I'm just going to line my channel up. There we go. Oh, all right. So the main thing I'm getting from your guides is you feel like a warm campfire to people. Like, you feel like a person in the world that people would like to sit near and bask in you. You bring a safety, you bring just a beautiful feeling of acceptance. I also feel like I feel like you'd be one that you'd be quiet. We'd be sitting there with you, and I feel like when you did decide to talk, it would be something extremely life changing and was wise usually. Everything from how to change your car to how to look at life is kind of what I feel from you. So I hope that you have a lot of people coming to sit by your fire.
That was beautiful. Thanks. It made me cry a little bit.
Yeah,
Uh, I've been meditating for a while. I started. I guess at the end of last year, I've done it before, but I've really got into it again, and I've been reading all kinds of spiritual books from everything,
yes.
and just trying to trying to be the person that I want to be, that people do want to be around. So thank you so much. That was great.
I, if it's okay, you are showing me you lead your life with your heart, and you feel like a good example of a balanced sixth chakra to me. You feel like you don't get your mind in the way very much, and you listen in with your heart first, and then you use your intuition as needed, only when needed, and objectively. Right? That's a balanced mind.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I like being around it.
We all want to come sit by your campfire, Steve. It's a beautiful thing. All right, Erin, you are up next.
Hi. See if we can get you unmuted. Looks like maybe she's having some trouble with the mute.
Erin, are you there? We'll keep you in the lineup until you can get yourself sorted with a mic, and we'll move to Guru.
Hello, am I
Hello.
audible?
Yes. Is it?
Hi.
How are you today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How about you guys? What part of the world are you from? I'm from India.
Yay. We are. We're actually in Seattle, in the U.S.
Yeah, yeah, good to know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you like a reading?
Yes, yes. I'm quite I'm very curious about the things you're doing.
Yay. Okay. Do you have a subject you'd like me to explore, or you want me to just do a general?
uh, General will do.
Okay. Let's check. Let's check in.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Okay. So, your guides are actually showing me that you seem to have quite a bit of stress on you right now. Um, it feels like it's possibly around work or something to do with something you're trying to do with work. Uh, does that resonate?
Not exactly. It's actually some part of my body, it's there's a body ache actually. But yeah, that could be it. I mean, yeah,
Okay, let
I
me see
was a
if I.
bit stressful in the evening.
Okay, um, let me see if I can try it. Where I feel this is physically, I feel it in the chest, and it feels like it's kind of around the heart area. I don't
Okay.
feel like anything's wrong with your actual physical heart. I'm not saying that.
Hmm.
What they're showing me is, and that it almost feels like it's a kind of a strange visual I'm getting, which is it's almost like there's like almost like a little monster in your chest just coming up to your throat, and it
Okay.
feels like I just want to take it off you and throw it away. And it feels it. The feeling I get is, and I'm work is a loose word I'm using, and it doesn't feel like what I'm used to with work. So what I'm feeling is almost like you're dealing with interactions with people that are either on a business level or on a social level, and those people I feel like
Yes,
there's
yes.
some level where they're actually not being really clean on the psychic. There's like people that want things from you or want they're doing kind of manipulative stuff or doing kind of directly trying to influence stuff, and so there's a stress there where they're they're not being clean with the psychic realm. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, up to a certain extent, I really can resonate with it.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you
So
for that.
yes, they're just showing me just put a big huge like I see a big whirlwind of energy just move and just go shoof and just take it off of you.
Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. My pleasure. Thanks for playing.
All right. Good. Thank you. And Erin, you are
Hi,
Hi,
ready to
Annie.
Dr.
go.
Wallace.
Hi, you made
Hi.
it. We got
I
it.
did. Oh, I'm just cracking up at myself. The human part of me is just so ridiculously fighting the fact that I have to wear glasses.
I
It's just,
understand. I
I'm
just
ridiculous. I
understand. I'm sorry.
don't want them. It's just a bother to me. I like being blind. Oh,
Oh, I hear
I
you.
look
Okay.
forward to seeing you next weekend.
Yay! I'm so excited you're coming.
Yay. Yeah,
Yes.
me too. Super
Oh,
excited. And thank you for sharing your space with me.
oh, my
Uh,
pleasure. Thank you for.
I Yeah, I'm
Yes.
sitting right here by the river.
Oh, yay.
And so I'm gonna just allow you to just see what you
Chat.
see, do
Great.
what you do.
Okay, let's play. Erin, those birds sound beautiful.
Oh, they are.
There you are. Okay, darling. They are showing me there's a lot of pressure in your throat today, is what I'm feeling, and a little heart throat pressure, and especially on the left side for some reason. So let's see if I can figure out what. And that has a tiny quality in it of what I feel like when, and please take or leave this, but when you get a kind of a dead person stuck in you. So
Oh,
I don't
oh, I know that
hope.
very well.
Okay, so maybe
Yes.
check in and see if there's a ball feeling in your throat. And I'll sit here with you for a second
Oh,
while you do that.
I've had a persistent cough, dry cough on the left side of my throat since the beginning of November, and the doctors can't find
Can't,
anything.
I bet.
They say
Okay.
it may be acid reflux.
Okay, it may not be yours. Haha. So I would like you just to put your attention, find the edges of that sphere. It's like a sphere in the left side of your throat. Just feel it. Find its borders.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. And then you're just going to say, "Hi, are you a dead person?" And see what you get.
Oh, it's just so confusing. I've had 19 people die in the last 2 years.
Okay. So the first thing you might just try is say, "This is not, you can ask for help." It'll be like, "We need this person is not making it to the light. Team, help."
Okay.
Okay, we're going to call in. People always have someone to help them transition. There you go. Okay,
Hmm.
and we can, whether or not they're ready to transition, the first thing you want to do is, you don't belong in my neck. Okay, so
Thank you.
step out of, yeah, so just let them come out of your body, or go to a light. Go to the light is an easy way to say that, or go to the other light that's not me. There, okay, that's coming off your neck.
Uh,
Okay, and then
yeah.
if there's any work they still need to do with you, you're going to hold the container so that it's not in your body, in your physical body. Okay, so maybe ask them to come to you in your dreams tonight, or give them that permission. Otherwise, you can do some work with a medium, I would suggest.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay,
Thank you for this.
my
Yes.
pleasure. All
Thank
right,
you.
I
See
know
you
a
next
good one.
weekend.
If you need my
I
review.
know. I'm
Yes, all right.
ready.
Okay,
Okay, honey.
take care.
Bye-bye.
Awesome. Thanks, Erin. And Bren.
Hi, Bryn.
Hi, Aubrey.
How are you?
Good, good. This is
Thank you for.
Thank you. This is very fascinating.
Yay!
There's a lot of different things going on, so
Yes, they
I'm
really
really
are.
open.
Today is like a smorgasbord of way. Okay.
So anything you can tell me. There's different things I've been trying to work on, but I'm not sure I'm getting it clear. So
Okay.
I would really appreciate your help. Thank you.
My thank you for coming. Let me see if we can get your guides tuned in and see what they want to say to you. Bryn, hold on a second. Got a little bit of dead person residual for. Hold on. Help. sometimes when I help people with mediumship things, occasionally they kind of hang out with me for a second. So I'm just trying to get that cleared off me. Just a second. Okay, now we got some clean circuits. And Bryn, there you are. Oh, okay. So, oh, darling. The first thing when I come into your field, I just want to be so gentle with you. You need some tenderness right now. I'm seeing a dog. Why? Uh, and sometimes I see dogs when you need a dog or have a dog, and sometimes I see dogs when you need that feeling of a dog curling into you and just being okay. There's a lot of dog energy. Anything going on with the dog?
I've had a lot of dogs.
Okay.
And I've all my dogs I have are rescue dogs, even those that have passed on.
Okay.
So there would
So
be there's a lot of animal.
energy around you. So,
Yes.
and I agree. um, and they feel like they're trying to be right with your heart right now. So they're trying to be near you and with you. I feel like what I feel from your mind right now is just kind of a confused state. Like it's like I just don't. It feels to me like not sure, almost like not sure what's real. It's not like the level of like reality isn't real, but it's a level of like, gosh, I don't even know where to look right now. And basically what your guides are showing me is just that's okay. And that actually doesn't feel like it's really about you. You seem like you're someone who is really good at looking at what's real in the world and seeing it. I think you're very good at that. And and so this is an uncomfortable space for you, but the world is kind of in a transition. So you might consider this one is actually on the world, not on you, right? We're in a weird kind of transitionary state right now. I like to think of it as that we're evolving to the next level, but don't worry about it so much. Just allow yourself to believe in yourself that you are seeing things clearly, and what you're seeing is confusing because the world is confused right now. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yes.
Okay.
And
So
trying to trust, even though it's not the logical thing, just trying to trust is not that easy.
so trust like animals trust. Look at your animals. Deal with the animals. They don't have a. My animals are going crazy. I don't know lately too. So sometimes you go crazy when you're in trust, and sometimes you don't. Right. So there's a flow feeling with this that doesn't even feel like I trust in the greater beingness. This feels more like I trust this, like I trust that the ocean's going to be there tomorrow, right? We are evolving, we're collectively evolving. This feels like a pragmatic level of yes, it's okay. This does look weird, but so far it looks like it's okay weird. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Awesome. So I appreciate very much appreciate your clarity of mind.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Look at that timing. We did perfect.
Right on the dot. Yes, we
Yay.
did. So that's awesome. Thank you, everybody that joined us today, and anybody that will be listening to the replay in the future. We are going to be continuing with the series on the chakras with chakra number 7 in 2 weeks.
Yes.
And that will be February, what's the date
I
again?
think it might be going into March. Let me see. Yeah,
Oh,
that'll
okay.
be March 1st.
March 1st, that's right. Okay,
Yes.
March 1st, we'll be back here at 1 o'clock, the same
Yes.
time, PST, 4 o'clock EST, and we'd love for you to join us. Once again, invite your friends, and also, again, reminding those folks that would love to get a more in-depth reading. Dr. Wallace, you want to give your URL again? It's Dr. Aubrey Wallace.
It's draubreywallace.com. Yes.
Yes, and backslash, it's in the chat over here. It is
The medical intuition page,
tuition.
yeah, is
Yes.
that. And so just go up and click the medical intuition tab at the top.
Right. If
Yes.
you'd like to join her in person next week in Spokane,
Spokane.
Washington,
Yes.
you can go to anamkarahealing.center/events and find out more about that as well. So
Thank you. And I'm
lots of
not
different
sure
ways.